All right, God of High School. At this point, I I don't care anymore. I I don't care anymore. I have no idea why certain things are happening. I I'm kind of like really annoyed that I don't have any background on some of these characters that just come in and just die. Like homeboy who like the magician home dude or whatever the fuck when he teleported everyone and he's one of the six. I was kind of just like, wait, what? Those are his powers? Wait, how does he know? Wait, okay, but now we're back over here. And then like even like Jago Tex like random like where did he get that power? Like did he like I'm like what the fuck is going on, man? Like oh my god. And I'm listen. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in. My eyes are enjoying it, but my brain is like, nigga, why are you still watching this shit? Like, watch these fights on YouTube when this shit is done. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I feel like there's nothing really like connecting me to the show plot wise. Like, and I know Jin is probably gonna do some bullshit and win some way, but it's gonna be the kind of bullshit that I'm not even gonna want to take. Because I'm like, none of this was built up. Fucking Dewi and his Charyu coming out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, so you a healer, nigga? You're like enhancer? Like, wait, what? Why didn't we get any of this? Why didn't we get any of this?
I mean, I wish I could tell you why this was done. I'm still a fan.
I can't really recommend it to someone who's like brand new to anime because they're probably gonna be like, "This is a mess. Like, what the fuck's going on?" I can recommend it to people who I'm just like, "Oh, you like watching niggas get washed? You need to watch this. Yeah. This is cool. This I don't know. Like, it's not on the same production level as Tower of God.
No, not at all.
Like at all. Not to say that I don't like it. I'm just like, I just wish it was better.
I blame the director and the producer. I feel like I'm gonna say I've said this pretty much since episode 5. Because in the first episode, I was very pleased that they kind of blitzed through a lot of what I felt was not particularly good and not particularly interesting background material for characters who you would learn a lot about them just by kind of like watching. Rather than having them do a bunch of exposition or anything. So I felt like, oh, well, this is a good idea that they cut a lot of that so they can get right to the meat of things. But what I expected was for the show to slow down and really take its time. Now, having gotten to episode 12, I can comfortably say that they're trying to adapt somewhere between 8 and 10 chapters per episode.
Whoa, that's a lot.
And it's not as if these chapters are themselves short. The typical manhwa chapter is actually longer on a per panel basis and has more in it, more art, often similar amounts of dialogue as, 2 chapters of a manga. Maybe they're not quite as dense sometimes, but there's a lot, if you look at individual scenes and everything else, they can be about twice as long. So, conservatively, you're really talking about maybe something on the order of 14 or 15 chapters worth of material getting boiled down to a single 20-minute episode. It's just too much. It's too much. And, since we're I'll save sort of my longer running critique for next week when the show wraps up or the season wraps up.
Yeah.
But I wanna hammer home what a difference it makes when you have a director or a producer that is well matched with a production studio and a production schedule that makes sense. God of High School should be, and should have been this season, the biggest, most hyped out of your ass series, but it should have been 2 core over the same amount of material.
Oh, wow. Okay.
4 or 5 chapters getting boiled out into a single episode with some good editorial or directorial control to maybe move some parts around, combine other parts, or do things in sequence and timeline where multiple characters are doing stuff. doing that in a smart way would have saved this series, and having more runtime would have saved this series. Trying to make it fit within a 12 to 13 episode single arc format, it was a complete mistake. 100% top to bottom. The studio was capable. It's not a question of like, oh, the art quality suffered or anything else. It's literally that they committed very early to keeping every single fight in the series and lavishing them with lots of attention, but then didn't know or didn't have the ability to provide enough backstory, some meat on the bone, to make those really well animated and well presented fight scenes have any context whatsoever. And that's a production mistake. And the director is the one who has to take responsibility. Like, the producer is going to take responsibility for the animation and everything else, but the director has to take responsibility for the plotting and the timing and the content, story content that goes in. And it was just a complete error. If I were in charge of that production, the first thing would have gone back to the Crunchyroll people. It said, this is not a doable project in 13 episodes from a story point of view. It's not going to work. So we need a compromise here. And I don't know. It just didn't work for me this season. I'm very disappointed in the story. All I can say once again is that the manhwa is fucking awesome and does not suffer from these problems, because it's 110 chapters, I think, or probably about 120 by the time the season is over next week. 120.
That's... Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna finish it, but... Nah.